Okay, let's just get straight into this. Been doing some really satisfying work on the secondary hull, so let's just go straight down and have a look at that under the saucer section to the sensor dish, the deflector dish. Really happy with this. You know, when you see the secondary hull go on with the dorsal section, that's when it really starts to look like the Enterprise. Just going to come low down so we can look up and perhaps just get a real feel for the size and scale, not just of the Enterprise if it was a real ship, but of this model, this 1/25th scale model. So as you will know from previous videos, this construction that you can see here is like a blueprint that I'm going to take to the blacksmiths to start creating the metal frame that will support the entire model, the interior of the model. And as you can see from this, it is a complex, this is a complex framework. And but I'm really happy with it. It's giving me a real feel for how I'm going to actually build the entire interior. So this, the deflector dish here, the front part, the actual radar thing at the front, that is made from the cutout bottom of a vitamin bottle, and it just really gave itself to that deflector dish because of the curvature on it. The back part is the lid of a spray can, and then I've constructed the structure around it from cardboard. All of this, actually, the deflector dish will probably be made from wood. It's only the main frame like this that will be made of steel. The main structural parts that are holding it together. I see the whole thing standing on a support frame like this so that you can see the secondary hull clearly, without too much support structure getting in the way. I've been cutting out these pieces that will go on the sides here and begin forming the 3D structure of the secondary hull all the way back to the hangar deck. So I'm really looking forward to moving into that. Let's just come around to the other side and have a look, because I'm actually putting sections of the hull plating on this, and there you can really see the nice contrast in the bronze deflector dish, and then that kind of cool grey of the hull of the ship. This side of the dorsal section will also have the full hull plating on this side, but left open on the other side so that you can see all of the interior details there. And the same thing here with the saucer section. There will be hull plating around here and some on the top and also underneath. There's some already underneath on deck 8, 9, 10 and 11. Let me just demonstrate the size of the ship, because this red area here, I've shown this in a previous video, but it was without the secondary hull. So I just want to again show the size of the Enterprise if it was a real ship, because that little white figure there, that is a crew member standing in what will be the impulse engineering. And you can just get an idea of the, I mean, when I pull back, he just turns into a tiny little dot there. Got the same thing going on the bridge again, which I've shown before. Those two crew members, they're standing on the sunken area of the command module of the bridge. And this red thing here, just again, so there's no confusion, this is just an indication of the turbo lift traveling down from the bridge and then traveling along through the saucer section and down through the dorsal. And of course, I'll be including this turbo lift going down into the secondary hull as well, and along to the hangar deck. Now, this thing about the bowling alley, in the Franz Josef plans and also in the FASA plans is somewhere down here, like this area here. Where? Let me that area here. In this version, as you know, this is a fan build. This is my interpretation of the Enterprise. So I'm not following the Franz Josef plans or the FASA plans, actually. Maybe very loosely, but mainly it's my interpretation of how I see this ship. So on this version that I'm building, there's lots of open multi-deck spaces, which you actually don't see it in Franz Josef plans. Maybe a tiny bit down here in the secondary hull with the I don't know, the botanical section or something. But you don't really see that. And personally, I think multi-deck open spaces on a spacecraft going into long deep space voyages will be absolutely necessary. If it's all just stacked like a multi-story car park, people are going to get pretty claustrophobic on that. But anyway, I've spoken all this before, and really the point of this video is just to show you the recent work that I've done on the secondary hull. I'm very, very happy with it. I mean, look at that. It just looks so beautiful. The Enterprise is such a beautiful ship, such a beautiful design. Now, doing this construction like this, as I said, it's going to be a metal frame. And then on the outside, these areas here, which are actually 2 decks thick, then I can start constructing the modules of like the crew quarters, because the crew quarters are going to go all the way around deck 6 and deck 7 on the outer edge. There will also be crew quarters on the inner part of deck 7, as well as the medical complex, and also it's all a bit complicated at the moment, but also on deck 5 here, crew quarters on deck 5. So I'll be able to start constructing those and then sliding them in to the metal framework as modules. Look at that. I'm just so happy with this. There's deck 8, deck 9 and deck 10. And as you look at this, it just looks like an absolute complex mishmash of lines and curves and such. And at this stage, that is what it is. But that's how it needs to be when I take it to the blacksmiths, so that the blacksmiths have a very, very definite blueprint to create the massive 1/25th scale framework for this. There can be no mistakes in that metal framework, because I'm not kidding, folks, it is going to cost a fortune to get that metal framework built and constructed. Just coming down here now, I love that shot. Look at that. Look at that. And that silhouetted figure there is you, the visitor, coming to see this model. So that is the full-size you standing under the 1/25th scale saucer section. And just look at that. Honest, I cannot wait to commission this this metal framework and really start getting into applying the modules into the ship. This is the first time in model making history that the Enterprise has been built like this, and it's why I don't have any problem with what might sound like crazy overstated titles for this video, like the most incredible Starship Enterprise model ever built, because it is the most incredible Starship Enterprise model ever built. You know, people build models of the bridge here, they build models of the transporter room in isolation, they build models of the hangar deck. Great models as well, by the way. So I'm not knocking these models. There's some fantastic models out there. I love them. I take inspiration from it. But no one in the history of Star Trek modeling or in the history of any other kind of modeling has ever built the entire ship like this. Every deck, every doorway, every window, every crew member, every phaser. Andrew from Toronto, as you know from previous videos, he sent me 250 tiny phasers a few days ago. Every knife, every fork, every plate, every door, every corridor, every on board the ship. It's never been done before, and it is a huge, monumental task. People ask me, where am I getting the time to do this? Well, this is my full-time job, folks. This is what I do full-time, building the Enterprise. Just take a long shot there so that you can see the whole ship in its entirety. And of course, really looking forward to getting into the nacelles as well, the engines and such. But yeah, incredible. As always, let me know what you think in the comments section. Could you see yourself coming to visit this? Thank you as always to all the patrons supporting this project, this mission. 258 now. Do consider becoming a patron, becoming a member of this epic crew, the finest crew in the fleet. I hope the video finds you well, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.